One.
Hello, you guys. Welcome to the Women's Cave.
Okay. Tie?
No, I got it out faster. That much faster.
That's
my hair. Well, I'm talking about hair today because my hair looks on sight, y'all. Yeah. I was just running. I was just running today. I was like, what? Oh, I'm Jay.
Oh, and I will know that, but it looks better than you did it.
High five.
We remember to introduce ourselves.
We're getting professional.
Please may that never happen.
No,
horrible.
I mean, I don't even look professional today. I was literally just running.
Oh, yeah, you have a t-shirt on.
I have a t-shirt on. I have a bow tie. It's so cute. Because bow ties are cool people.
Yeah, but that's from that other place. Who is that from?
Dr. Who.
All right. We should probably say something useful at this point. I just want to say your hair does not look as bad as it did in London.
Oh, yeah. It was like, I had like a whole, it was bad.
It was so bad, like the cameraman, after she finishes her section on television, comes and just pats her hair down like, it's sticking out.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, now it's just been seen in all these countries. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it flow.
Live TV. I'm sorry, but she looks adorable though. Her face looked real amazing.
I did. I was beat. I was like, I look so good.
We have books.
Oh yeah, we do.
We have books around here somewhere.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so and I thought ladies, Winona, Jade, and we were some other wonderful ladies. And I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons. And I thought being grown up was easy.
Something like that.
And I thought I could juggle it all.
Yeah. Okay, we don't have journey.
And I thought I did my journey alone well.
Sold out.
Yay!
We should have been a sold out dance.
We should, but it would look really bad because even though we really can't dance, all we do is this. I guess I took it back, y'all. I took it back. I just wanted to say that. And I thought I had it all figured out. Episode when we were on time for it.
Yes,
I was late.
No,
and I thought he was the one.
And I thought
oh look, and I thought he was the one. It's already here. All time. Train gone. And I thought the workbook.
Here.
And I thought
I'm on standby just in case she slips up. I'm gonna say it.
And we also have the docuseries Just Right in Life, and then our conference coming up on March 17th. And you can check out all of that. You can come virtually or in person. You can check out all of that on andwethought.com, and the books on andwethought.com. Put your finger down. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. We love you, but we don't want to hear it right now. And we have a wonderful guest in the Women's Cave. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jason Dowd, and I'm happy to be here with you ladies.
Oh, thank you for being happy to be here with us. I think he's happy to be with Winona than me because today I look crazy.
Whatever. He said ladies. That's equivalent.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, equal or fair. Something.
So let's have questions.
Let's have questions. Oh, by the way, product placement and all.
It was the mug of I survived the $20 party. But you guys can find out all about that on andwethought.com. Product placement.
I'm not advertising product placement. Jason, what do you do?
I do a bunch of different things. It just depends on what day and what time it is. But I'm a photographer. I do video production. I work at a radio station. I do Roku development. I do all kinds of different things. So it kind of depends, like I said, my day and time, and I always have a different suit for everything else I put on. So.
You have a different suit, not a different hat. You don't wear many hats, you wear different suits.
I do wear, because see, I gotta be different from everybody else.
Oh, okay. So he's like, as long as I've got my suit inside.
Lyrics today.
I'm not really stealing it. It's just like a quote.
Okay. That props to Timberlake.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. You also have a radio show, right?
I do, yes. I have a radio show. It's called the Amy Radio Show. It's actually an experience. So it's a television show, it's a radio show, and it's a magazine online. And it's designed to be the voice for artists everywhere. And the reason I came up with it, well, basically it was on a dare that I did it to begin with. But I actually had a photo shoot that I did, and I had a nice exhibition, and I was inviting people to come out and see it. And so I decided, you know what, it'd be fun to go get some television or some newspaper coverage or something that, they would, help people get in the door. So I went down there and talked to them, and they said, well, if you're not Ansel Adams, we don't want you here. You're not big enough for this yet. And I'm like, well, Ansel Adams doesn't need any type of coverage. So I realized there are a lot of people that slip through the cracks. And I decided that this is a great way to help people that are in all the fields of art, from culinary arts to fine arts to entertainment, celebrities, authors, everything, to be able to get on there and talk about what they do and get their voices heard, because I think that's important. And I think art is extremely important because it's a great way to express yourself without doing anything stupid. I mean, look at all the people that are going out there and doing these things to express themselves in the wrong way. And this is a great way of doing it and getting your point across, but making the world a great place along the way.
Exactly. Okay, first of all, you can tell that he's older than probably 20. Because
Yes.
he's without expressing himself without doing anything stupid, and that does not sound fun to someone else.
Stupidness is a right.
It is until you're like 22. It's also called college. So, also, I wanted to ask quickly. So, with the radio thing, what's the coolest, most fun, unusual experience that you've had?
In my own radio show?
Yeah. You
honestly,
other people's radio shows because we always love gossip.
I actually had the chance to interview some really cool people that I remember growing up with, like Tiffany and Danica McKellar and Matthew Lawrence, and a couple of these people that just made television fun for me. And in fact, I just got done talking to Daphne Reed, which was Aunt Viv from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And, just being able to reminisce with these people and seeing what they've been able to, what got them into where they wanted to go, yet talk to them about the shows that I loved growing up. I mean, these are the people that made it. These are memories that I'll never be able to forget. And then I'm going to be talking to somebody from the, I'm not going to say who it is yet, but they're from the In Living Color. And I remember, Sunday night, all my friends would get in front of the television. We would watch the show, and then we would talk about it in school all day. The next day, we'd probably act out a lot of the things too. So I mean, these are things that just you can't. They're memories. They're special to you, and I'm so glad to be able to talk to these people about the stuff and what they're doing now. And believe it or not, some of them are doing some crazy things, and things that you didn't even expect that they knew how to do. For instance, Daphne Reed, she takes pictures of doors, and her vision of how these doors play into different things and the meanings that they have is spectacular. I was completely opened up my eyes to something that everybody takes for granted.
It sounds like a book, an anthology waiting to happen. Pictures of doors with different people writing what's behind the doors and their life stories. Wow.
Yes. You can just totally tell that we're authors right now.
Yeah.
And think about it too. Think about this. When you touch that door, think of how many people throughout the years have touched that door, what they look like, who they were, what their personalities were been. Are they crazy? Are they sane? Are they brilliant? Are they stupid? There's so many things that could have gone through that, and what that door allowed into that establishment. If walls could talk, if doors could talk, and just imagine the stories they could tell.
They would also tell us about germs.
That's right.
That person had germs. That person had germs, and this is why the flu is prevalent in California. Germs.
I just knew when you said how you would touch it. I was like, well, Nona's mind is totally on germs right now.
I'm going out today to get a vinegar or Lysol every time I touch her. All right, my turn.
But I mean, that is a really awesome point that you brought out there about the doors and how many people have touched them through history. Because, there's some great people that have walked through some probably not so great doors, or doors that you wouldn't think they walked through, or how they grew up even, or where they grew up.
The doors they left.
The doors they left behind.
Okay, so anyway, we need to get off the doors, people. Of course, you have a contact where we can actually interview the doors, in which case, let's keep on talking. If not, maybe, people might get a little bored of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so starting your own radio show and then producing others, is there like a whole other side of hard problems that's on when you start from scratch?
There's always a learning curve. No matter what you're going to do in life, you're going to find a learning curve. But one of the things that I try to tell people, if they do their own radio show or television show, is finding the right equipment that works for them. For me, if you're going to have a good radio show, it's not about the board. It's not about the computer you use. It's about the microphone that you use. Your microphone is your absolute most treasured piece of equipment that you can have. A bad microphone is going to give you bad quality. A great microphone is going to give you great quality. And, knowing how to use what you have, even if you do have an older version of it, that's okay. Like I tell people when I take pictures with cameras, like, oh, your camera's 5 years old. Yeah, but a bad camera in good photographer's hands will take good photos, and vice versa. A bad camera a good camera in a bad photographer's hands will take bad photos. It depends on how you use it.
Yeah, we do, because don't let Winona take your picture. I don't care if you don't have double chins. She will find the angle. You will have three of them bad boys and a fat neck. You'll be like, what? Worst selfie ever. Like, I was doing a selfie and she took it. Oh.
Well, see, it was really cool because I got to meet Jennifer McGill from the Mickey Mouse Club, and I was a big Mickey Mouse Club fan. And she took me around Hollywood Studios down here where it was taped. She told me all kinds of interesting information about, Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears and all that. And we recorded it all. But ironically, I could not bring my camera into the Hollywood Studios because I couldn't get clearance from Disney. So I had to do it with my cell phone. And if you look at it, it's actually pretty good. For not having the ability to have the best microphone to drown out everything behind me, I was actually able to use that audio and tone it down a little bit so you can get the feel of Hollywood Studios and the people having fun and making memories behind you while still hearing us talk at the same time. So, it just depends on how you use the equipment that you have, but that learning curve is always there. So the best advice I can give somebody is know what you have, know how to use it, and just get the best quality that you can buy at that point.
Okay, I have a semi-selfish question.
I know you do.
There's a narcissistic question. There's two of them, but I'm gonna go with the semi because I don't even know you that well.
I like narcissism questions. I like it. We're good.
But the semi-selfish question is: you said you did you did Roku content and you produce things. So there are a lot of indie authors because we do have a lot of indie authors that follow us. But there are a lot of indie authors out there who move into podcasting, who are now moving into Roku because we get phone calls on that because we already have a Roku channel. Not a good one, but we have one.
Yeah. Anyway. Obviously, he didn't produce it or do anything with it. Obviously.
He didn't touch it at all. Anyway, how do we begin? Where should we start? I mean, other than, get a good equipment, what other knowledge should we have? Just one thing.
Well, if you're going to do Roku changed their format really at the beginning of this year. So the old-fashioned format, which was the easiest to use, is no longer available. And if you do have it, they are limiting it. So what they're trying to do now is they're trying to go to MRSS feeds and JSON feeds. And JSON feeds are basically applications like you would use on your cell phone. It's amazing what you can write with the JSON feed. And it's quite complicated. So the thing that I could tell you to do is find somebody that knows how to write that feed and write it correctly, because JSON feeds you can do a lot more than MRSS feeds. I know this may sound like crazy, but a JSON feed will allow you to have, let's just say you have five different show titles. Let's just take some shows that we know. We'll take a Guiding Light. We'll take let's see here. We could take Growing Pains and just 3 other shows. Each show can have different episodes underneath it and different seasons underneath it. Whereas the MRS feed, what you're going to have is you're going to have a category, and you're going to see every single solitary show all the way across the board in a line. So, for instance, let's just say Growing Pains has 5 seasons, but it has 120 shows. Well, those 120 shows are going to all be in one line. And if you have another show that groups up with that, you're going to have those shows have the same thing as well. So it's very hard to navigate. So you're going to have to kind of figure out how you want to navigate it, which is going to be extremely important, and then figure out what format is going to work for you. The MRSS feed is really not much different than the RSS feed that used to be used before in their general template. So if you're going to do a Roku feed, first of all, find out where you can host it for a relatively inexpensive amount of money. And then second of all, figure out how you're going to lay it out, because that layout could mean hundreds of dollars based upon the feed that you have to write, because JSON feeds are a lot more complicated than MRSS feeds.
Well, we thank you very much for that information. And one last question, because we are at the end of our time. Where can people find you online to check you out, your radio show?
The radio show is the AME Experience. The AME Magazine, .com. that will give you a link to the experience, which is the whole thing. So when you go to there, you'll see the radio show, the television show, and magazine links. If you want to see my artwork, you can go to imaginationartstudios.com. And if you want to see my Roku channel, it's iastelevision.com.
Because he can do both the MRS feeds and the Jason feeds.
Yes.
Yes.
So it'll be
Just
nice and easy
so
for you
hard
guys.
for everybody else.
Yes. I'd be able to set up anybody for anything that they want with that. Like I said, it just got a matter of how you want to set it up and where you're going to host the videos.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on. And
I got something to say.
Wow. Wow, y'all, because she just like cut me off, and I was all like, "Thank you so much for joining us."
It's like driving in DC traffic. Shh, my word.
You just cut me right off. Okay, Winona had something to say.
I'd like to say that Just Right in Life can be seen on Amazon.com and Channel 18.
Okay.
In Sacramento.
Okay, you done?
I believe I'm done now. Okay. Oh wait, I wasn't.
No.
And the conference is at Sacramento State University. Now I'm done.
Okay. So you can check out our conference and everything that your ladies are doing on andwethought.com. See, I'm going to wrap us up nicely in a bow. All right, what our guest was doing, check him out at, see, now you made me forget all his internet things. Say them one more time.
And listen to him again.
One more time, it's the Amy Experience for the radio show, television show, and magazine. IAS Television for the Roku channel, and Imagination Art Studios for my artwork.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, Nona, see how you messed me up? I was doing a good job. Anyway, just remember, you guys, that wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona, and I still need to get my nails done.
And Jade, bye-bye.